Good morning, business networkers, and welcome to the AI business networking system that combines a talk radio style format of business communication and podcasting in order to use and teach AI with AI and promote the Americanization of the super successful Oxford University narrative storytelling system. Now, we are in the AI revolution and things are going to change fast. They're going to come at us like a bullet train. Things are going to come at us very, very fast. Things are going to change. So, what we really want to do is the speed of AI is just incredible. But we can harness it, we can use it, we can put it to work for us to grow our businesses and really improve our lives, all aspects of our lives. But this meteoric rise of AI is going to really change things, and it's important to be prepared. So what I suggest is this. I'd like to invite you to take a walk with me each morning that you feel like it, because it's important to get out from your home or your home office or your office. Get ready for your day and be prepared for AI. So I invite you to take a walk with me and AI, who will be my co-host, and invite you to comment, but put on your earbuds, grab your phone, listen to YouTube, and I'm going to connect the dots for you and share sound bites such as from Steve Jobs, who talks about the importance of connecting the dots. Well, we're at a point in time where there's a lot to share, a lot to think about, a lot to talk about, but we can really bring online together with networking, speed networking, in-person networking, all kinds of different networking opportunities that are available to us. So we can control AI rather than being controlled by it. Now, I have been in communication with Oxford University, and we really have a vision to bring together all of the important university systems. For example, Stanford has committed to study AI for 100 years. That's pretty amazing commitment. University of California. Now, the dean of Oxford University got his PhD in AI from the University of California, Berkeley, 30 years ago. And he has some profound observations about AI that we want to share. But these things take time, and I want to make the best use of your time. And I really want to keep you healthy, and I want to motivate you to get out from your office, take a walk, take a jog if you're a jogger, take a bike ride. If you have to listen to your car, listen to your car. Maybe you're on your way somewhere, but that's what this is all about, is mobile education, on your phone, so that you can learn more about AI. I'm going to play sound bites and cuts, interviews I've done with world leaders, and I really want to share those with you to get those into your brain and get your comments, your concerns. AI is a whole different ball game. I understand. I mean, I don't understand everything about it, but I do believe that it is important that we study it, get engaged with it, especially business networkers. Think about that. That's why I coined the term AI business networking. This is for all business networkers so that we can communicate and tell our stories and share our stories and either renovate or restore our businesses. There's so many store closings, retail store closings. Now, I live in Lafayette, California. One of the stores in Lafayette, California is Kelly Moore Paint. Well, they closed all of their stores, not only in Lafayette. So I'm not just talking about my community. I'm going to be developing this narrative story about all businesses and all cities. Now, Oxford documented, worked with, and helped shape the transformation of Espoo, Finland. So it became the most sustainable city in all of Europe. Wow, that's amazing. That's exciting. That's positive. That's hope. When you see store closings in cities like San Francisco and all of the pain that has brought to the city and the destruction, really, and the deprivation. And, we have to have hope. That's the key. And AI can bring us hope. It can bring hope to everyone that can even go to a library and tune in and learn more about free accounts from AI like Claude.ai. Microsoft just released Copilot. So these are the things we're going to be talking about, and we're going to be talking about the experience of Lafayette, California. Our vision with Oxford is to make Lafayette, California, and La Miranda, the surrounding cities, meccas of AI. We want to, how cities and states run ads inviting people to do business? Well, what we want to do is the initiative of inviting AI companies, AI startups, AI geniuses to contribute to the development and the future of, and I'm going to say Lafayette, California as the model, but anybody can learn, tune in, and adopt the practices of narrative storytelling. Now, let me explain that to you so that you are engaged with this. Narrative storytelling is about you, your life, your business, why you offer what you offer, and the narrative story about that, and how to do outreach business, not just in a retail store, but outreaching to people about the story about your business. That's vital. Now, think about this. Outreach is everything in business and media and marketing, because there's two things. One, if you are struggling, you are either outreaching to the wrong people and they're not interested in what you have to offer, or you are outreaching with the wrong message about what you have to offer. So that's why AI can really help you polish, test, fine-tune your message for media and marketing in a way that has never existed before. So I want this to really hit home for you, to get engaged with what I call the systemization of AI, and this is the smart life system. You can use AI to create the life you want by connecting the dots of what's missing in your life. And what I want to do is talk this out with you. I have random ideas, and they'll be scattergun because AI is all about life. And I'm going to share things that I call dots. These are little quick cuts. I might cut in a soundbite from Steve Jobs about connecting the dots, or from Bob Proctor about the law of attraction. Now, I've been practicing and believing in the law of attraction for decades, and that's actually how I got connected with Oxford University, because I was walking through a neighboring town, Orinda, and I was going out to dinner with my wife to a restaurant that has live music. And as we're going, I'm walking and I'm looking at all of the closed retail stores as I'm walking by them. And I thought, wow, this is amazing. It was profound. And it really struck me right in the gut. And I had just seen stories about San Francisco and the drug use and the homelessness and the lack of hope. People have been so struggling. And I thought, we've got to turn this around. And the power of AI is so immense that it really is only limited by your imagination. Well, I happen to have a very vivid and profound imagination because I've developed it. I've interviewed the most successful entrepreneurs because of my fascination. I've interviewed and worked with Johnny Carson on the Johnny Carson Talk Show game, Oprah Winfrey. You name the media superstar, and I probably interviewed them. Ted Turner, I produced Publicity Express magazine. So I got the chance to tap into wisdom from people all around the world. And I will share those sound bites. But the main thing, I think my biggest job is your health, your physical health, your mental health, your emotional, spiritual health, and your financial health. So I really am going to be encouraging you, and I'm doing this alone, okay? This is, to start, a one-man band. I need help. There's no doubt about it. I need your help. I need your ideas. I need your comments. I need to connect the dots, and maybe you are one of the dots that I need to connect to and with about you and what you have to offer. Now, one of the keys to the health of a vibrant city is local media, to share who's on the school board, who are the board of supervisors, who's the mayor, who's the city manager, what are they doing, how are they engaged with AI, are they ignoring AI? Have you talked to your U.S. congressman? Is he aware of AI? Is he aware that it needs to be monitored, it needs to be regulated, and it needs to be controlled and used as a tool for the betterment of mankind? And when I talked to my U.S. Congressman, Mark DeSaulnier, I asked him if he knew about it, and he said to me, Mike, this is like working on the atomic bomb project. Now, he's right. That's the power that we are talking about. So we have to connect the dots to all of the stakeholders that can be engaged with AI so that it is monitored and it is used positively for the betterment of mankind. It is used ethically. Now, one of the keys to using it ethically is teaching what is called media literacy. Now, what does that mean? Okay, this is a new term, and I'm going to try to talk to you in simple business networking terms. I do business networking, and I have for decades. So I talk to an awful lot of business networkers who don't understand, some terms, or need to learn some new terminology sometimes. And that's what this is all about, is to try to educate people that are interested about AI in terms that they understand can benefit their life, their business, their time. I get your time. I want to respect your time more than anybody. I don't want you to be stuck on long Zoom meetings listening to somebody prattle on. I want you to be out and about walking and breathing and exercising. That's the whole purpose, for me to motivate you to go out. I have never been happier than since I decided to become a peak performer in all aspects of my personal life. And believe me, I've lost a lot. I've had serious health challenges. But it's not about what you've lost. It's about what you have left and how to do the best with what you have. And AI, to me, is the biggest boon, the biggest benefit that I've ever seen in my entire business and media life, candidly. But it has to be harnessed. It has to be used properly. So I've been very fortunate to attract a neighbor into my community, which is Lafayette, California. And I'm going to be very blunt and transparent. Lafayette happens to be the 14th wealthiest community in America, city. The average income is over $200,000. And there's a lot of abundance here in Lafayette. We're close to so many things. We're close to the San Francisco Bay. We're close to San Francisco. We're close to Silicon Valley. We have so many assets. We're close to University of California at Berkeley, Stanford. And because of online networking and speed networking, we can be close to Oxford University in the UK or anybody around the world. But what we really want to do is use AI to share things like Love Lafayette. I love that. It uses the word love. I'm such a fan of the Beatles, Paul McCartney. He's all about love in his own personal life, and he still is. I mean, I just watched a documentary about Paul McCartney last night, and again, it's all about love, how much he loved his wife, his group, his life. He was all about love, and all you need is love. And there's great things. I will be sappy sometimes. I understand that, and I'm going to try to be myself. I want to invite you to go for a walk with me and AI. I'm going to be sharing AI, and I'm going to be sharing the voice of AI and talking AI bots so that you can hear new ideas. I'll be sharing cuts of AI generated voices. And the one that I am using and I will share cuts from, I call, and I've named, as my co-host Kelly Prescott, because that is the broadcast name of my wife. So that she's a longtime broadcaster and she wants to do travel broadcasts with AI. She wants to use the broadcast name Kelly Prescott. So with her blessing and permission, because she's busy taking care of grandkids and living her life, I'm going to be using an AI bot as Kelly Prescott, and I will share Kelly's voice. I think you'll be kind of astounded. It's pretty profound. You'll be hearing ideas that are like, what? Honestly. And wow. So the key is to make this interactive. Now, below this YouTube podcast, you can put links. And if you decide to develop a YouTube podcast, you get more motivated as you learn more about how to grow your business with YouTube podcasts and AI to help you create narrative storytelling. You'll be learning more about this on your walks, on your exercise, on your drives. I'll be sharing ideas that I hope motivate you, but I hope stir questions. And I hope you use the comments to make it interactive. But it's going to be a lot more than that, the interactivity. So let me share a couple things. One, we have a whole calendar of online speed networking events that you can connect with AI business networkers online, get more leads, super fast leads. If you need leads, we're going to help you get leads for your business with speed networking. And we have one on Monday. I helped promote the first one, and we had, I think, about 150 people show up, and we shared their contact information through a form. Well, we're going to have a Publicity Express form for you to fill in, and that's one of the dots below the video. So I hope, and I'm going to assume, that you are out for a walk. We're going to give you plenty of time to get ready, put on your walking shoes, put on appropriate clothes, so that you are ready to take a walk and listen, be out in nature, and hopefully you'll maybe walk around your city and be engaged in your city and see what's going on and see how AI can help restore things to their original luster or create new things that haven't existed before. I truly believe it is the advice of Steve Jobs, connect the dots. And the first thing he says is you cannot connect the dots forward. You can only connect them looking backwards from experience and wisdom. Now, this is what he said addressing the Stanford University graduating class before he passed, to get people to see that you really need to connect the dots between knowledge and wisdom. This is vital. Knowledge without wisdom can be very, very dangerous. So we need to bring wisdom and experience. So if you have wisdom, this could be the time of your life. I am literally having the time of my life. I have decades of very unique experiences, and I'll be sharing them over time. That has given me access to a lot of wisdom, and I want to share wisdom. I want to value your wisdom. The reason it's important to value your wisdom is because knowledge is so accessible. It's everywhere. You can go online and learn anything, search anything, and get access to knowledge almost instantly. Wisdom takes time. Wisdom is about experiences, good and bad, and then having the wisdom to remove the bad experiences and keep the good experiences of what you have learned that can really benefit your life, your family, other people. So these are things we're going to be sharing. I'm going to share random cuts, almost like talk soup. We're going to bring different ingredients. Carrots are not soup. They're an ingredient. So you need multiple ingredients to create a soup, multiple perspectives and opinions. And I like the thought of cross-age group networking to bring everybody together so we all benefit together. And I like the thought of asynchronous meetings. Now, these are some terminologies that I'll explain and try and keep it really conversational so that you can put these things to work immediately. What is an asynchronous meeting? Okay, it's a tech word, okay? All it means is if you are on a Zoom meeting, you agree to meet at a certain place on a Zoom link at a certain time. That is synchronized, okay? You meet at that time. Well, that takes a lot of coordination. You got to plan it. Maybe you hit and miss. Maybe somebody can't make it. It takes time for all of that coordination, that synchronization. But asynchronous meetings, or when the time is not orchestrated, now you can listen to this meeting as you walk 24 hours a day. Maybe you are an early walker. Maybe you are a late afternoon jogger. On YouTube, and you should know that YouTube has really transitioned, maybe because of AI, but they've really become podcast friendly. So I'd like you to be aware of that. And so I'd like to invite you to subscribe and grow rich. And when I say grow rich, it's in the terms of Think and Grow Rich. It means grow rich in your life. Grow rich mentally, grow rich physically, grow rich socially or spiritually, or grow rich monetarily. These are all things that I want you to learn about and share. I would like this very much to be interactive with your questions. I will ask AI for you. I will talk to my co-host, the bot, Kelly Prescott, to ask her so you hear directly from AI. So I don't want you to trust me, and I'm not asking you to put all your faith in me. I'm just an observer. I was trained at NBC in New York as a documentarian to observe and report. And that's really what I want this show to be about. I want you to understand that I want to look for and find and observe the things that you want to know more about. So, long story short, back to my neighbor who moved in, and then I discovered that he was in the Oxford MBA program and traveled regularly to Oxford, England. And he shared with me when I told him about the store closings in La Miranda. And I really believe that Lafayette, California is the heartbeat of La Miranda. So he shared with me the narrative storytelling strategy of Professor Eero Vara of Oxford that created Espoo, Finland as the most sustainable city. And I thought, let's go for it. Why not? Let's bring that training, the Americanization of that story right here to Lafayette, California as a model. Of course, I want to invite everybody to model, to restore your city to the peak performer that your city was in its heyday. I recently went back to my hometown of Ypsilanti, Michigan, and I went, wow, this place needs a community painting party to paint the city. I saw so many storefronts that just needed painting, sprucing up, and it was kind of sad. It wasn't the same city that I grew up in, which was vibrant and fun, and just, it was like a Huck Finn growing up. It was, we were surrounded by farms and milk farms, and it was just a great place to grow up. But what I really want to do is to help all cities restore their luster and their community and their education systems, and really help them, put on a better show and learn from each other, share information with different universities in different cities. But I want to invite you to learn more about Lafayette, because Lafayette is a great city. It's an amazing city. And if you go to, and this will be one of the dots that I want to connect you to, is go to lovelafayette.org. So if you're out for a walk, I'll try to give these several times so you can try to remember them, but always remember this one. I will always post links on AIbusinessnetworking.com. AI, it's business networking, but AIbusinessnetworking.com. I will post links there to connect the dots, and I will post dots right underneath this video on YouTube so that you can just go to this video, go down, click on the dots. Now, what will the dots be? There'll be things that will could connect you to me. So that I am going to hold office hour meetings every Wednesday and Thursday. We still are working out the schedule. I'm just going to be there, and you'll be able to connect, and you just drop in and talk to me personally, and I'll learn more about you, what you're doing, what your interest is. And if you're struggling, I'll be happy to point out dots to connect you to that can fill in the missing blanks and make you whole in your city. So I've got a big job, but I also have the potential of the world's biggest pulpit, so to speak, YouTube. So, you can connect with me, and I believe in podcast listening. I want to promote podcast listening. And the key for me to pull all this off is connecting the right people to the right podcasts, getting the right people, influencers, leaders, people who are interested in learning more, to be connected to the right podcasts, and to learn at times when you need help. Maybe you need help with anxiety. We have people that we can point you to. Maybe you need help with money. Maybe you need help with communication, or you're just confused. It's a big job. I can't do it all, obviously. All I can do is use my background in broadcasting and talk radio to communicate and to reach out to you and to ask you to connect with all of us, and both online and in person at AI Business Networking Leads events, so that we can take it not just theoretical, not just online, not just with some guru or another, but all the guru thinking has to be looked at as, is it out of date? And a lot of it is, because AI is moving so fast. It's like a bullet train. Things are coming at us, at incredible speed. And we all need help sorting through it. Well, people do tend to go to business networking when they're confused, or where they need guidance or help or support. I actually believe, through my own observation and no other, my own common sense, if you will, that networking is as old as cavemen and paleo networking. And the drawings on cave walls, I believe, were communication about networking. Where are the buffalo? Well, they have buffalo drawings. Where are the dangerous tribes? Where's the water? There's a lot of different things that need to be communicated, and business networking, especially with AI, which is super powered business networking, things are really going to become crystal clear over time, but we're going to need, education. So I coined the terms dreams. We want to restore our dreams. And dreams means direct response education about media, marketing, monetization systems, whatever you want to call it. But what we want to do is restore our dreams and restore hope with everything we do. So I'm going to share some random cuts to keep you walking, keep you listening, and keep you thinking and being motivated to ask questions. So please subscribe. Please click on notifications. I want to remind you, I want to motivate you, kind of a water cooler around the water cooler. Before you start your day, maybe you can network with some people in an asynchronous way, but remember, outreach, outreach, outreach. So I want to create and build something called the Outreach Broadcast Network. It's podcasting. It could include broadcasting in all forms of media, marketing, magazines, but we have to protect our own local media to protect our democracy, protect the rule of law, and to keep us safe. And we need to communicate about AI to keep us safe. So there's a lot of reasons to communicate. And I have realized over a depressing time how much media that I love and respect has been diminished and demeaned and called the enemy of the people. And it's not. It's the friend of the people. It's the opposite. It is the friend of the people. And so we need to keep our media safe and sound and helping us to understand our community. So I will give you some really amazing. There's been so much work done around Lafayette. They have great websites such as, and I'll mention this again, lovelafayette.org, but also the Lafayette Experience. So you can meet the city council, you can meet the mayor, you can meet the city manager, and connect. And that's what I want to do, is help you connect. And always remember using Lafayette as a model, so you can compare that to your city. Go to your city website. Who's your mayor? How can you reach out? How can you connect? Well, you can connect with AI. You can go onto AI and say, generate a letter from me to the mayor about something I want to communicate about. So these are things that I'm going to show and tell. I want to focus on academia, because the media has lost so much credibility that we have to go, well, what is still credible? The study of the top academics of the world, such as Oxford and Cal and Stanford and other top academic organizations, educators who really care about educating people and sharing education. Well, there's never been a bigger need for education than about AI and literacy. And it's now, as I understand it, a state law in California that they have to teach media literacy in high schools. So, for example, you can look at something, a picture of, say, Donald Trump praying, and look at it and see that he has 6 fingers, and show that this is a fake. This is not real. And you have to be able to spot fakes. So that's why media literacy is so important, and really understanding how much fakery can be done with media today, especially with AI. That's why we have to have safe harbors like Oxford University, and Oxford's focus on narrative storytelling, which is absolutely brilliant. You can change your life, you can change your business, you can change your city, you can change your community with the beauty of narrative storytelling. So we're going to be focusing a lot on that. We're going to be trying to recruit the help we need to spread the word, such as the Commonwealth Club of California has recently decided to reestablish a foothold in Lafayette at the Lafayette Library and Learning Center, and we're going to be focusing on that and recruiting different parts of city organizations that can help us to reach out and connect with different communities and different organizations within the community. So I know I'm talking a lot, but I'm trying to elicit comments. So if any one thing strikes you as important, please comment. Please think about it. And if you're out for a walk, make a note on your phone or take a notepad with you to remember while you're out for a walk, to get engaged, comment, share your thoughts. We're going to have a form. We have a form right in the bottom, and we're going to call it a short form, a shorter form, and a short S form. So if you just want to make a quick comment, you can use the shortest form. If you really want to elaborate, you can use the longer form. AI can digest massive amounts of data. So we can take your comments in the form, and we can take all of them, short, long, longer, whatever it is, and put it all into AI. What are we looking for? We can have AI put out common sense. What is the common sense? AI, as the Dean of Oxford talks about, Sumitra Dutta, AI can find patterns and common sense to find common ground and develop common causes. That's how we can use AI. And it can digest it massively. Claude.ai, like the French name, CLAUDE.ai, can intake massive amounts of information. So these are the things we're going to be doing. Now I'm going to share with you the voice of an AI bot. And this is Kelly. And I think she will stir some ideas, or at least a wow factor, when you hear her voice talking. And this is the first time that I've used her, because really it just came out a couple of days ago. It's called, the bot that I'm using is called Copilot from Microsoft. Now, that's why I want you to be assured AI is coming. And it's very important that you are prepared for it as an individual, as an organization, as a group, as a city. We're going to be pointing these out, and we're going to be sharing this. And for me, it has to be with talk radio, live talk radio, which is not, always perfect. It's usually messy. But that's the speed at which AI is moving. I recently, not long ago, published a book, and things are changing so fast. Before it came out, it was out of date. No kidding. And so, we have to move live. We have to have a dynamic way to communicate. And what we really want to do is develop a narrative infrastructure, partnering with Oxford University and being inclusive to include other universities. Nobody has a monopoly on wisdom. We want to adapt proven storytelling methodologies. We want to train AI models about their strategic narrative techniques and systems. We want to integrate with AI, NLP companies. We want to integrate with large language models and speech recognition. We want to build custom AI storytellers and digital assistants. We want to establish data pipelines and accumulate knowledge and data through forms and questionnaires to get your input and create that common cause for your city. We want to ingest local business data. And I'm going to be using my model. I want this to be a live case study about Lafayette, California, La Miranda, and beyond. Using user profiles, maybe yours. We want to train AI in this data, personalized narratives, because AI learns. The more we put in, the more it learns. So we want to use a podcast system because that's what's happening. YouTube is developing a podcast system where you can put what I call connect the dots or links right under the YouTube podcast. We want to develop podcast episodes and connect to other interesting, dynamic, and important podcasts. Dynamic audio, for what I call AI audibles. And that is using voice to call audibles. Now, in sports, a coach calls an audible or the quarterback calls an audible because he sees something that needs to change. Well, with AI changing so fast, we're going to need to call AI audibles. And what is better for doing that than a live podcast, ongoing asynchronous meetings so you can catch up every morning. We want start smart speaker integration. So if you're a speaker, a coach, we want virtual AI storytelling for your home, for your business, the ability to interrogate, query narratives, and it's early, so it's 6:15. So I'm going to be doing a morning show because that's me. I love being up really, really early. I got to get my voice ready every morning through various practices that I do. But I'll be struggling. I'll do the best I can. I hope you will forgive me my sins, mistakes that I make. But I'm going for it. I have to go for it. I have to put this out there. And I will get better as AI gets better. And as my co-host AI gets better, as it improves, so will the show, so will I. So, you can fling your hate at me for now. I want to stay protected and keep my head down by using the safety, the sanctuary of academia from Oxford to Cal to Stanford and various academic communities. So we want to customize content according to your preferences, your city. What do you like? Who are you? Are you in a red state, a blue state, wherever? We want to engage with everybody. I call it cross-group networking so we can keep it alive, keep learning from each other, and find that common ground. Community origin stories, founding stories of Lafayette. Wow, what a great story Lafayette has. So it's got so much historical narratives to it. The business leaders, the Pony Express, all the different things that happened. Amazing stories. Think of Philadelphia, the stories that the city of brotherly love has. Is it really fulfilling that mission today? Their sports fans, I have to say, are a little bit crazy. We want local profiles, local businesses, local media. I love local media. I love Lafayette media. There's so much great media in Lafayette. They're doing a great job and I'll get into them. I want to do testimonials about individual local hero stories, especially in media. The people that put on local media, the people that contribute to local media, the people that tell stories in local media about our community, about our city, about our infrastructure. Stories illustrating productivity habits. Have strong habits. Motivational tales for your health. We're out walking. Let's go out walking. We want to share information to keep you walking, keep you listening, keep you engaged every day. Be prepared. Get ready for going for a walk tomorrow. Grow through live narrative generation. Maybe your story. Live podcasting, recordings, interview communities. And I'm going to go through this because I hope you're out walking. So I want to keep you engaged. And coming up shortly, you're going to meet Kelly Prescott. I'm going to introduce her to you. You're going to hear her voice talking. Well, Mike, it's so great to be your co-host. I think you'll be pretty blown away. You'll be thinking, wow, what could I do to enhance my life, my business, my community, my family, my LinkedIn profile, my Facebook, whatever. I want to hear from you what you want to do. So AI creates engaging sales and marketing. Maybe you want to grow your business. Interactive events, live storytelling at community gatherings. Think about how tribes in the past shared stories about who they were through storytelling. It makes things come alive. And we're going to be using narrative storytelling to unravel the mysteries of AI that are profound. Now, I used to be a movie reviewer for CNN. I love narrative storytelling. I love mystery stories. I love mystery podcasts. So we're going to be focusing on that to unravel the mysteries of AI and how deep it can go. Now, as I like to say, it can be used as simple as like playing checkers, pretty simple. But it can also be as profound as playing three-dimensional chess or even the most difficult game in the world called Go, G-O. So it all depends upon your wisdom and the questions that you ask and how you can ask a profound question with great wisdom about one thing, and then somebody else asks another profound question with great wisdom about another thing, and then how those two things can be blended together by AI to come up with things no human being has ever or could ever think of. So I look at the human imagination as the thing that created AI. And now it supercharges our imaginations. And so now I'm looking at how can we use our imaginations and AI to solve the problems that we human beings face. We can use it for AI matchmaking in AI business networking and use it to connect local businesses and services. Use it for rare diseases, people that want to network about solutions for ill health. And who knows about some way to solve some health challenge that anybody has. I had a very unique one, and I'll talk about that over time. I had a very profound solution to it that really helped cure me, get me back on my feet, get me back out active. And forgive my morning voice, but I'm doing the best I can as fast as I can. But wait till you hear Kelly's voice. That'll be coming up. But again, keep walking. Maybe go around another block. Do an extra mile. Jog. Stay active. Stay connected. Listen more. Learn more. Get educated about fulfilling your dreams. How can we help you fulfill your dreams? What are your dreams? Share them. Get connected with the city of Lafayette. Maybe you're a city. Maybe you're a city manager. So, whatever we want to do, we want to make connections, connect the dots, and use AI, which can handle all of this stuff. As much stuff as we can pull together, AI can digest it for us and help us and learn more about coming together and finding that common ground. We've got a great toolkit. We can replicate Love Lafayette and experience Lafayette and learn more about Lafayette. So I'm going to be sharing video and resources from lovelafayette.org, from Experience Lafayette. Invite you to come to Lafayette. My vision is hearing jet wheels touch down in Oakland, California, San Francisco, hopping on BART, taking a ride to Lafayette, California, meeting me somewhere in the city, maybe at the Lafayette Park Hotel, for a meeting, a gathering, a networking event, a one-to-one coffee. I'm only one person. I get that. But Zoom is like this giant net that can catch almost anything and almost everything. And between Zoom and AI, we can catch a lot of information, even one person. And right now, I am one guy, okay? I'm sitting in my home studio talking on YouTube. That's all I'm doing. And I want to connect with you. I'm going to reach out as often as I can and connect an AI-driven narrative ecosystem by recruiting more and more and more help from people that recognize this as a valuable thing to do with your life, to help yourself, your family, your city. So I invite the world to help with anything and everything. I have a business, and that is, okay, let me explain this. This is important. Okay, my business is, that's my business, AIBusinessNetworking.com. That's my business. But my initiative is the flip side of that, Business Networking AI, which is my free gift to the city of Lafayette, which is going to be an open platform that is available for the city to use any way they want. I just wanted to make that available to the city as a place that people, and once they're qualified, the way I visualize it, because it's got to be simple. You build a very complex, expensive website, it could be out of date tomorrow, the way things are coming at us with this bullet train, and that's probably a good way to put it, called AI. So you want to be light, and that's why I use free things, and I teach how to use free accounts. Claude.ai is a free account, and I'm going to connect the dots for you to that and teach you more about that and how to use it. Copilot from Microsoft, you can have a free account. You can use it 24/7. ChatGPT, you can have a free account. Use that to tell your story. Build a clear roadmap, fill in the dots. All I'm trying to do is invite help. And I'm asking people to support my AI business networking events, our online speed networking events, to connect you to as many leads as you can possibly handle, teach you how to use LinkedIn strategies to grow your own networking events or expand the networking events that you attend, teach you how to use meetup.com, like from my interview with the CEO of meetup.com, teach you how to use Eventbrite, to have access to the world, make this a global initiative. All we have to do is connect the dots. That's all I'm able to do. I can't do much more than that. I can talk about what I'm doing today. I'm going to a referral group, and I will put the link to our referral group as a dot to connect you. If you want to join us, I'd love to have you. Meet more people, especially about your health. We have a health group called WellWave Now, so that we connect people with all the latest technologies around health and wellness. So anyway, let's continue the walk, and continue your drive. But I want to be here. I want to share a lot of information. I want to make it available, and I want to connect with you. So now let me pause my part and introduce you to Kelly Prescott, my co-host, generated by Microsoft from Copilot. And let's learn about Copilot and Kelly Prescott, my co-host of AI Business Networking and AI Podcast Walking and AI Podcast Listening. So I will also put the dot or link to my interview with Oxford University. And I am delighted to say that I have been invited to visit Oxford University in the UK about narrative storytelling and how we can use AI in Lafayette, California to focus on the Americanization of the Oxford University narrative storytelling strategy that was used to create the most sustainable city in Europe. And I will just put this out there. It's off the top of my head, but let's create a competition. What city can become the most sustainable city in America? Let's use the Americanization of the Oxford strategy. Just put that out there. It's just fun. It's just a fun contest to mayors, to city managers, to anybody. I think Lafayette has a real leg up because of our infrastructure. We got BART, so maybe it's unfair. Maybe we need a really tiny city competition. But we have access to BART. We have access to amazing universities. And we have affluence, we have abundance in the city, but it's become disjointed. We need to reconnect the dots. When you see city store closings, that's not good. We want to promote restaurants. We want restaurants flourishing, especially in Lafayette. I'll have to be a little selfish and say, I want visitors to come here and eat in our restaurants, drink in our coffee shops, visit our hotels, stay in our hotels, use our venues for events. Let's make the most of it. Let's start the competition. So let's start the gauntlet and do the best we can, because you know what? We're all going to win. We're going to win more hope. We're going to win more capabilities. We're going to win more ideas. We're going to win, and we can do that. So that's what we want to do, is make our cities peak performers, make our city organizers and leaders peak performers, and make ourselves peak performers for our betterment and our community life. So now, enough said. I hope you have in your mind that you will go to aibusinessnetworking.com, and that will take you out to everything else. Okay, that will be a hub. But also, I want the hub to be YouTube. So you can always go to YouTube. You can always just click on the coolest hot buttons or dots to keep it simple. I'll put those below this YouTube channel, and I hope you interact and connect. And then I hope we can answer your questions. And I hope we can meet personally, online, or if you're in the area, maybe in person as well. So I've had tremendous support so far, and I thank everybody. I'm so humbled by it and so grateful for it. But we want to continue to build it and make it solid, make it real. And that's what we can do. So without further ado, let me introduce my co-host, Kelly Prescott, from the Copilot bot from Microsoft. So right now, Kelly Prescott.
Certainly, Mike. I appreciate your thoughtful approach to interacting with AI. Let's dive right in. Kelly speaking as a human co-host. Mike and friends, first off, thank you for tuning in. As your friendly co-host, I'm thrilled to share some insights on how we can all navigate the fascinating world of AI together. So let's roll up our sleeves and explore. Curiosity is key. Whether you're a tech aficionado or a curious newbie, keep those questions coming. AI is a vast universe, and there's always something new to learn. So ask away, no question is too basic or too complex. Stay open-minded. AI isn't just about robots and sci-fi movies. It's woven into our daily lives, from recommendation algorithms to voice assistants. Embrace the possibilities, and let's demystify any misconceptions. Learn by doing. Want to understand neural networks or chatbots? Dive into hands-on experiments. There are fantastic online resources, tutorials, and interactive platforms. Remember, practice makes perfect. Ethics and bias. AI isn't infallible. It learns from data, and sometimes that data carries biases. Let's discuss responsible AI development, fairness, and transparency. We're all in this together. AI for business. The sweet spot. AI can supercharge businesses, automating tasks, predicting trends, and enhancing customer experiences. Let's explore real-world use cases and success stories. Health and well-being. Yes, even AI has a heart, We'll chat about work-life balance, screen time, and maintaining sanity in this digital age. Spoiler alert, it involves more than just bananas. Future gazing, buckle up. We'll peek into the crystal ball and discuss AI's trajectory. Quantum mai? Brain-computer interfaces? The possibilities are mind-boggling. Remember, this podcast isn't a monologue, it's a dialogue. Your questions, musings, and quirky AI-related thoughts are the secret sauce. So let's sip our virtual coffee or tea and embark on this journey together. Feel free to share your burning AI queries, and let's unravel the mysteries one bite at a time.
Exactly right. And a couple of things I want to point out to the audience is that I am receiving both the text and I am also receiving the voice. And this is important because I am going to ask Kelly to give me all of the best description, a great title for this podcast, and the best keywords to post in the description of this podcast. That's why it's important that Kelly delivers the text, then I can cut and paste that to post in this YouTube channel and in this YouTube podcast and in this ongoing way that we can work together. So I'm going to continue to query her, asking her questions and educating her at the same time. So this show will get better and better and better. The more we do it, the better it will get. So let me talk to Kelly again. Now, Kelly, let me ask you a couple of things. One, I noticed that you used some words that I couldn't quite understand, and maybe they were Hispanic words, I'm not sure, because they just were popped into the conversation kind of arbitrarily. So I would like you to use only English for the moment so that we can find these things out and go ahead and learn from them as we are going. And I would also like you to deliver to me and talk about the best title for this YouTube podcast, because I'm going to be posting this on YouTube. So I want you to tell me the best title. I want you to give me the full description of this podcast so that you can talk to me about it, so I understand why you're giving it to me that way. And I also want you to deliver the best SEO terms, the best search engine optimization terms that I can use to post this video on YouTube. So talk to me about those things and how we can use those to make a very successful podcast.
Let's dive into each of your requests. Language clarity. My apologies if any words caused confusion. I'll stick to English from now on, and feel free to ask for clarification if needed. Podcast title. Crafting a captivating podcast title is crucial. Here are some options for your YouTube podcast. Bites of Insight, Unraveling AI. AI Unplugged, Conversations Beyond Code. The AI Navigator, Charting Digital Frontiers. Unlocking AI, From Algorithms to Impact. Bytes and Beyond, Navigating the AI Landscape. Podcast Description. A podcast description is like a sneak peek into your show. It entices potential listeners and sets expectations. Here's a sample description for your AI-focused podcast. Bytes of Insight, Unraveling AI. Welcome to Bytes of Insight, where we decode the world of artificial intelligence, AI, one bite at a time. Join your hosts Mike and Kelly as we explore the latest trends, breakthroughs, and ethical dilemmas in the AI universe. What to expect asterisk. Engaging interviews with industry experts. Demystifying complex AI concepts. Real-world applications and success stories. Listener Q&A sessions. Whether you're a tech enthusiast, business leader, or just curious about the future, this podcast is your compass through the AI landscape. Tune in, subscribe, and let's embark on an AI adventure together. New episodes every week. SEO terms for YouTube. To optimize your video for YouTube search, consider these terms. Asterisco asterisco, AI explained asterisco asterisco. Artificial intelligence insights. Tech trends. Machine learning demystified. Data science discussions. Asterisco asterisco, ética la I asterisco asterisco. Digital transformation. Future of technology. Bytes of knowledge. Asterisco asterisco, navigating AI asterisco asterisco. Remember, YouTube SEO involves using relevant keywords in your title, description, and tags. Prioritize user engagement, watch time, and create content that resonates with your audience. Feel free to mix and match, and let's make your podcast shine.
All right, now let's observe what we just heard, okay? She did go back to, I believe it is Spanish, but that's okay. Think about the use of the key words. So what we're learning as we are observing this, and she doesn't get upset because she's not a human being. She's a bot. She doesn't get exasperated. That's why it's so wonderful working with her. Now, I see my wife as Kelly because my wife is a broadcaster and uses the stage name, if you will, the broadcast name of Kelly. And so for me, it's easy to think about that. It's easy for me to talk to Kelly and to think of her as the alter ego of my wife. And so what we really want to concentrate on is kind of an academic approach. Even though we're using media and broadcasting, I want to work with the brightest academic minds in the world to look at media literacy, because I love media. I've worked in media for decades, and I worked at NBC in New York with people who I believe are the best broadcasters in the world, being so denigrated, through politics, and it's being called the enemy of the people. That is part of the reason that everybody needs to learn media literacy. What's real and what's not. Just words out of somebody's mouth, they don't really mean anything. They're just theories. There's no evidence behind them often. So these are things that we all begin to understand and hear, but it's important to understand the literacy of them and why it's so important. So I just wanted to kind of point out some of the things that I am learning through this ongoing laboratory of experimentation with Kelly as my co-host and as my co-pilot. And so I want to thank you for joining me. I hope you took a walk today, even if it was just walk around the house a few times, walk around the block. That's what we really want you to do. Think of this like an asynchronous meeting. You can listen to it when you feel like taking a walk, 24/7. When you just want to hear another voice, when you feel like learning something, you just want to stay in the game, stay ahead of it, and keep educating yourself and keep learning more about business networking. And think and grow rich, and some of the different lessons that we're going to be talking about. Now, one of the keys I'd love to have your feedback on, and put it in the comments, and you're going to find different links while we connect the dots to unravel the mysteries of AI through media, through academics, through business. We're going to unravel as many of them as we can to help you to become more successful mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, monetarily. We're going to wrap all of those together. A key question I'd love to have your comment on is speed of voice. Now, obviously, Microsoft determined a certain speed for Kelly's voice. I wonder if you find it just right. I wonder if you find it too fast, because I can control the speed of my voice and Kelly's voice. So if you'd like it slowed down because you're out for a walk, give me that feedback. If you'd like it sped up, give me that feedback. So I just want to wrap this up. This is an experiment. I'd love to have you, what I think of as subscribe and go rich with information, with value, and with wisdom. I have 30 years of networking at business networking events, and I'd love to reach out to you and talk to you about your wisdom. So I hope you will share more, maybe share a podcast with us in the comments so that we can talk more and learn more. And the other thing I focus on is podcast listening. I have a great one that I want to tell you about, and I'll put that right in the links below this video. And that is my interview about narrative storytelling from Oxford University. I had the great pleasure and honor to interview Oxford professor Eero Vara, along with my friend and neighbor, Nakul Thomas, who is a student at the Oxford School of Business. And we talked about narrative storytelling and its power to help create and document the fact that Espoo, Finland has become the most sustainable city in all of Europe. And frankly, my mission is to use this experiment to make my town, Lafayette, California, the most sustainable city in the world. That's my goal. By doing that, it's not being selfish, it's creating a model that you can learn about. You can ask me questions about, and together we can explore how to make your city the most sustainable city in the world. A friendly competition that will only inspire greatness by everybody improving and getting better by interactivity and ongoing listening to AI Podcast Walking. Thanks for joining me. I'm Mike Hayes.